It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang. What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. We back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my player partner, Lucky Wills, the Deals, the Keys, lit. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Hit the like button. Tell me what you think about this video. Here we have, yes, your boy CJ So Cool's armed robber, Raven Queen, the mastermind of everything. She is being charged with red rum. Charged with red rum spelled backwards, okay? She is going in front of the Nevada judge, and they are about to find out if she should be charged with the crime or will she be able to escape, because she is a scapegoat. Remember, she is the mastermind, but everybody's trying to put everything on her. She is the woman counterpart. She is the oldest, and this is what happens when you involve minors in your cases. They try to put it on all the older people who have done this before. Raven Queen is a habitual setter-upper, okay? She setter-uppers everybody. Okay, anybody with money that she comes across, she's setting you upper. Okay, upper to the, and if you have to happen to go to the upper room, then that's your fault. I mean, well, that's Raven's fault, but she does.
Page 16, Raven Queen, C371483. This Queen is present in custody with Mr. Meningo and Ms. Erickson, and then we have Mr. Ports for the state. This is on for a motion. Yeah, let me make sure I don't call the wrong thing. Defendant's motion to readdress custody status, state's opposition to defendant's motion, and counter motion for a proof evident presumption great finding and a no bail hold. I had continued it last time, ultimately for you guys to file written opposition. It looks like none was filed, and so I'm going to ask for just oral opposition to that proof evident presumption great finding. So, having read everything, Mr. Ports, do you want to be heard on your request for a finding that I find there's proof evident presumption great any further?
Now, if y'all haven't been keeping up with this like I have, okay, Raven is looking at life in prison with this, okay? She can't get the death sentence in California, even though she's in because she's in Nevada. But, so this is what happened. Raven Queen, her and some accomplices went on a crime spree, robbing people, robbing homes. They ended up robbing CJ So Cool's home and shot him 4 times. That's how we got on this thing. And the person who shot him was a minor who has been sentenced. Okay, I think he got like 30 years. Anyway, long time. He ain't going nowhere no time soon. But that same minor still has to deal with this murder charge that is Raven is currently in front of the judge for, because there was 4 people in that crime, and two of them were the people in the CJ So Cool shooting plus her. Okay, Derek Roberts was one of the drivers for the CJ So Cool shooting, which he pled guilty. He'll get no less than 18 years. I think no less than 8 years, but I think no more than 18 years in the criminal justice system in Nevada. And there's one other person who pled out, but he hasn't been sentenced yet because he also has this murder charge. So 2 people have pled out. There was one minor that was like 14, 15. He will be treated as an adult. So after he leaves minor jail, he has to go to the big house with the big guys. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's being treated like an adult. Raven Queen is a habitual offender. She's done this several times. They robbed CJ So Cool, shot him. They robbed another guy on the side of the highway. Said, we're gonna do you like we did the YouTube guy, and he didn't know what they was talking about. Well, of course, when you get to court, CJ seen the guy, and it was like, man, you said you was gonna do me like you did the YouTube guy, and it was like, it was you. But there was another guy, an Asian guy. I don't know why that matters, but he was Asian. Of course, affluent, wealthy. They pistol whipped him, and he went into a coma. Then eventually succumbed to his injuries and passed away. There was another lady who they were attempting to murder, red rum. I keep saying that word, but they was attempted to. They held her head under the water and was trying to get information out of her. So, you know, praise be to God, she survived. But the one person who was hit in the head, he didn't survive. And that is why Raven is here today, to see if she will be tried for this crime. Because although she did not go in the house and she did not use the pistol, it was to pistol up the guy and hit him over the head, she was the driver. She was the driver in this.
Just that Your Honor has already made the same finding as to the co-defendant, Mr. Butler, and Your Honor went so far when setting bail prior to the murder charges being set here to highlight how overwhelming the evidence of guilt is in this case.
If you could just look at her friend back her in her back, this has got to be her family. They like, oh man, my girl Raven, she done messed up. She used to be so pretty. Now she's a ward of the state, ma'am. She's done. That gotta be her mama. And the only person who be having their head down when they talk about murder is it gotta be your mama. Everybody else trying to listen up and be strong for you. That's her sister, and that's her sister's daughter, and all this. Yeah, but everybody else is like, they don't even like her.
You've only received additional evidence of guilt tying you to this crime, and so we would ask that you make that finding since you had deferred it previously and hold her without bail.
Okay. And so either Mr. Erickson or Mr. Meningo, did you want to address the state's request that I find proof evident presumption great at this time? And then ultimately, if I don't find that, we would address your resetting a bail motion.
Yes.
Okay.
If I may, Your Honor.
Yes.
Thank you. And thank you for continuing it. I had some medical procedures that had to be taken care of.
Okay.
My only argument really is, Your Honor, that it's premature to make this finding, and here's why. I think the court's familiar with the facts in this case, and the defense intends to contest whether or not this is even a homicide. I had hoped in the interim from the last time we were before Your Honor to today to be able to offer a proffer from an expert, but yet we haven't been able to fully accomplish our experts' consultations and get any sort of finding to offer the court yet. But to summarize and make it as short as possible, the delay from the event to the actual death causes us some real concern and some questions as to whether or not the death is even related to the events and whether it was caused by the events. So with respect to that, we would suggest that the proof is not evident and the presumption not great with respect to the homicide, which is why the state, I believe, is suggesting to the court that there be a no bail setting. So if the court is going to follow suit with the prior finding of co-defendant, at worst, we would ask that we be able to revisit that issue with respect to any expert findings we can offer this court, or at least a proffer. We may not have actual findings yet because we don't know what's going to come until the time of trial, but we can make a proffer with respect to that. So our position today is that the proof is not evident, the presumption not great with respect to the homicide, and that there should be a bail setting for this.
Okay.
All right, so what he's saying is that he wants to make a proffer agreement where he can come in and tell them, Raven can tell them what exactly happened without her being charged anymore. So she's ready to snitch. Raven is ready to snitch on everybody else and say, I didn't have nothing to do with this. I wasn't in there. I can tell y'all what happened and how it happened and who did what and said what, but I wasn't in there. I'm going to just tell, and with the proffer agreement is so that she doesn't be charged with the red rum. Okay, that's what she wants to do. Now, the lawyer is fighting that the situation that they beat the man did not cause him to die. So what happened was when they beat him, he did go unconscious. He was in a coma for a long time, and he eventually succumbed to life, whatever. He was an old man. Okay, so what he's saying is the man was old, he was gonna die anyway. So the injuries had nothing to do with it. Well, had he not sustained those injuries, he wouldn't have been bedridden for all those, I think it was like It happened in January, I believe, and he died in like November. So between January and November, he was in the bed in a coma for a long time, and then eventually he died. So they saying the injuries didn't have to do with anything with him dying. They could have kept him alive. But no, the family probably wanted to pull the cord. So if they pulled the cord, then they say, oh, he pulled the cord, then he didn't die from the injuries. Well, he wasn't living either. He was just there as a vegetable.
And that was always my concern, and that's why I ultimately continued the co-defendants matter to review the coroner's report as well as the coroner's testimony at the grand jury hearing. Ultimately, from where I sit right now, I have the coroner's autopsy report and the uncontroverted testimony of the coroner and his findings there that indicate the homicide was caused by that 1/12/23 home invasion beating. The report accounts for the multiple discharges from multiple medical facilities and the fact that the death occurred 8 months later, but still finds that it is a homicide as a result of that incident. I've also considered the grand jury transcripts as a whole, the GPS data and call detail records, the messages on social media attempting to sell the victim's items afterwards, cell phone records, including the text messages between the co-defendants and Ms. Queen. And I do find that this is enough evidence that the court's compelled to find that the state has made a finding of the essential components of first-degree murder sufficient to defeat a defendant's right to reasonable bail under Article 1, Section 7. There's nothing before me at this time to rebut that. I find there is proof evident, presumption great. Accordingly, Ms. Queen's bail is revoked and she's to be held without bail. The state is to repair the order. If there is a finding that rebuts that obviously I have nothing else in front of me.
I understand.
And so if there's a
Wrap
finding
it
that
up.
rebuts that, obviously you can revisit that at another time. I think that would be a change in circumstance sufficient to revisit. But at this point, it is I've found proof evident, presumption great, and it's going to be a no bail hold.
Thank
Can I say something?
Sure.
Can we move the microphone closer to her? Officer, it's right in front of you. I have
She about to
murders
talk.
and I wasn't there. How do I have kidnapping, home invasion, burglary? I don't meet those elements. I don't understand how do I have that? I was not present.
So they're charging you with a conspiracy, so conspiring with other people, and then ultimately the actions that they do become your actions. So that's how it's being charged. Even if you're not the one who fires the fatal bullet or does the fatal beating or anything under Nevada law, you can be charged if the conspiracy is proven.
Even if I'm not there, I'm not present at all.
That is, yes, that is what the law allows. Okay, thank you.
So there you have it. Raven was trying to plead her case and she failed miserably, okay? Girl, you was there. It don't matter. Don't try to get your way out of this. How can I not get life in prison? How can I? Girl, you put an L. You know what? This is what's gonna happen. When you get your papers, because when you go to prison, they give you your papers with your prison photo, all your crimes, and everything, and your discharge date and everything. And what it's gonna say is, it's gonna say release date 99/99/9999. You ain't going no damn where, okay? You thought all that stuff y'all was doing, y'all was on a whole crime spree. And you had them little young knuckleheads out there with you, and you thought you was gonna get away with it, okay? Yeah, they rode on you faster than you could. And because you are the oldest one, and you took minors with you, you going down, big dog. See, this is why if you're gonna do something, do it by yourself. Anyway, she was out there trying to flex and stuff like that. She, telling people, oh, we could do this, we could do that. Then they was going to trade in a Birkin bag. Tell me why two little niggas trying to trade in a Birkin bag. Come on, man, y'all don't even look like y'all should be holding a Birkin bag, but unfortunately, Raven Queen drove they behind over there to trade it in. Yeah, the story's all out there, girl. You was done. You can't even stick a fork in you, cause you know what? You could just peel you off. You like tenderized meat. You done. You know what I'm saying? You been slow cooking in that jail for about a year and a half. You didn't think for 1 second that you would be in this spot when you was out there committing them crimes, but here you are. Okay, you and your 2 French braids, stupid ass. Okay, you're looking dumb. Okay, life in prison. Throw the book at a judge. We're not playing that stuff. Everyday people, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll let you later. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, can start working in as fast as 1 week.